I'm going to throw a name in that could perhaps be a potential Chelsea goalkeeper, even though it sounds very wrong for me to say it on this specific day. Emiliano Martinez, the Arsenal goalkeeper. He's been at the club for 10 years. He's the longest-serving player in the Arsenal team right now, even though prior to this he only made 36 appearances. And he gave a very revealing interview in that one reason why he left Argentina was because his parents couldn't eat dinner at night because they couldn't afford for the whole family to eat. His dad would cry knowing that he was leaving Argentina, but he'd made that journey because financially they weren't doing well. And we can see him now, I presume he is talking to his family, and we can see the tears in his eyes, and we can see how much it means to them. The sacrifice he made 10 years ago as a young man, as a teenager, coming over to England, and here he is lifting the FA Cup trophy at Wembley. And we can see how much it means to him. He's been recently linked to Chelsea for the past, say, I would go with 5 days, give or take. Could you see him wearing blue, Lauren?
Well, this guy, first of all, I heard as well his interview on BBC the other day, and he was talking about playing with arrogance, and that arrogance you have to extrapolate it in the Sunday game, Saturday game, as he did today. You see, we're talking about his family as well. When you have you raise up with that kind of situation, and then you play in a big game like today with so much going, because Arsenal was playing for a whole season and to be in the Europe, and financially it was a lot of pressure there. You see a guy that come out with composure like it's nothing happened. So that pressure comes from his early days with his family. So therefore, if I was Arsenal, I will keep him. But it will be his decision, because he never been regularly 10, 15 games playing, and at some point he could feel himself underrated. So it's going to be his own decision to say, okay, rather I'm staying here because I've been not playing regular first choice, or leave to another club. And finally, it's going to be his decision. But if he performs like we see today, and so many other times that he's been playing with that kind of pressure, I think he could be a goalkeeper for any teams. Because at Chelsea, I wouldn't go to Chelsea, because if Chelsea do it right with Kepa, I think Kepa is younger. They invest a lot of money, so they have to make him perform well.
Martinez currently only 27. He turns 28 in September. But the issue is Bernd Leno hasn't let Arsenal down either. You can't keep both goalkeepers happy. It's the one position on the pitch where you can't have two people there. You can't have two goalkeepers.
It's a fantastic news for Arteta. Now it's Arteta's decision to make, because he's been doing well under pressure. He kept his composure right in this top game. And now Bernd Leno have to earn this position, because this guy has been brilliant today, and he's been brilliant so many other times. So it's an issue from Arteta to make the decision. If I was a manager, I would love to get top players in any position, because it's easy. The more top players you have,
it's a good problem.
Of course, a good problem, because you make them, challenge themselves, and then you know that it's a winning team, and then you need that kind of challenge to be fighting to win the league and fighting to win trophy, as we see today.
Can it create disharmony, though, Glenn? I mean, in terms, I'm often told that when it comes to the defence, you never want to change it. But if you have two goalkeepers heavily competing for that position to the point where sometimes you have to rotate, can it cause a form of disruption?
It can be unsettling for the goalkeepers because, like you say, when has that ever happened? When has a club really had two number ones? It doesn't really happen. And also, whenever you're structuring your team, you always have like a core 4 to 5 players, and usually that stems from the goalkeeper to maybe the centre halves and maybe the one holding in midfield. So that's usually like the core, and then you can play around with a few certain positions, people playing out of position or whatever. You don't normally chop and change goalkeepers just on form. That doesn't ever really happen. But look, let's not forget, Martinez. Look, he's been a fantastic goalkeeper for the last few weeks. But for the last 10 years, he's been happy to sit there and be the number 2 or number 3. So I don't assume he's going to be banging Arsenal's door down to say, I want to leave, I want to be number 1. Because, like I say, Bernd Leno's a fantastic goalkeeper. He's not had a serious injury, and he will be back, and he'll be, I'm sure, back to his best. So, but the fact that Martinez has done it for 10 years, you'd assume that he'd be happy to do it again.
Yeah, the only one I can think of in terms of rotating goalkeepers famously was actually Barcelona. I think they sometimes do things a little bit differently in Spain, because we saw Claudio Bravo play every single minute of the league campaign, the domestic one. But Ter Stegen went on to win the Champions League by being the starting keeper there.
Yeah.
I'm sure that Lauren would know more about this than me, following it more closely by living in Spain. Am I correct?
Yeah, correct. But this is something that the manager was talking with both players. Look, you're gonna play this competition, and you're gonna play this competition. But they get on, and finally they got the result. Sometimes it happens. So it's rare to see a goalkeeper have to be number one and they play all the games, because it gives his confidence, it gives the confidence for the back four as well. But if you get the point that you have two number ones, this is a good way to, if they accept it at the beginning of the season, you talk to them straight, face to face. Look, you're gonna play FA Cup, or you're gonna play the Champions League, or you're gonna play the league. And then if they accept it, that's it. You go top world-class player in your side.
All right. Final thing on this, just give me a name. Who's going to be starting in goal for Arsenal next season? Lauren first. You have to give a name.
Well, I mean, he's going to play Ben Leno. We know that. He's going to play Ben Leno.
Okay. Glenn, in agreement?
Yeah, 100%. Like I say, there's going to be plenty of time for Leno to get over his injury. But yeah, for me, Leno would be number one. I think he's been fantastic. He was unlucky to get that knock and injury, but yeah, for me, he would be the number one.